Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 5. So recently we have had a few announcements in regards to the return of characters from past seasons over all of the CW DC shows. On Supergirl we have Livewire returning after the mid-season break. On The Flash we got the news that Ronnie Raymond would be returning late on in the season, which I did go over in much more detail in yesterday's video, so I will leave that linked in the description below if you do want to go check that out. And we also got it confirmed earlier on that Eddie Thawne would actually be returning to The Flash later on in this season as well. I will most likely do a video on Eddie's return tomorrow, so keep your eyes out for that. But Pagey, what about Arrow? Well, we do already know that Katie Cassidy will be back in the mid-season premiere or episode 10 of Arrow Season 5, and she'll be reprising her role as Laurel Lance. Well, a version of Laurel Lance. And there is also a rumour going around that Ra's al Ghul may appear in one episode of the flashbacks, but as I said, it's a rumour, so let's not focus too much on that. What we are going to go over in this video, as you can tell by the title of the video, is the return of Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, in Arrow Season 5. Now, the last time we saw Roy Harper on our screens was in episode 12 of last season of Arrow, obviously that being Season 4, or the season who must not be named. Roy had come back to Star City to steal different pieces of technology due to being blackmailed by the Calculator, or Felicity's father. So really, last season he had no choice but to return to Star City, so why would he be returning to Star City this season? Before we jump into any finer details about what Roy Harper could be doing on the show, everyone probably wants some proof that Colton Haynes, who plays Roy Harper, is coming back, right? Colton did like an old school quote tweet here. If you are a Twitter user, you would know what I mean. Anyway, this person says that Arrow isn't the same without him on it, with Colton then replying, "Thank you, I'll be back." And for anyone that is going to write in the comments, Pagey, this could be for season 6, not 5, hashtag clickbait, hashtag view whore. There is basically like 0% chance Colton would have been told he is coming back next season. This is 100% a season 5 appearance. Now, some people were telling me on both Twitter and in the YouTube comments on previous videos that it was said by Colton himself that he was back for 2 episodes. However, I couldn't find anything relating to that, so I'm not going to spit that out as a fact. Colton may have done it and then realized that it was just too much information that he was giving away, and then he might have deleted it, but as I said, I didn't see it. There's no real screenshot proof on the internet, so yeah, I'm not going to use that as a fact either. So what could take place that would require the return of Roy Harper, and what could possibly happen when he does indeed return? Well, seeing that it hasn't been officially announced by the Arrow team or the CW, you would have to think it will be in a later episode in Arrow this season, compared to when Eddie and Ronnie will appear in The Flash this season. So due to this, it's going to have to do with Prometheus, I'm pretty sure. As the season goes on in Arrow, I do feel Team Arrow will be somewhat fractured, not necessarily killed off, but fractured in some way. And due to this fracture, Roy may make himself available to Ollie and the rest of Team Arrow, or whatever's left of Team Arrow, I guess, at that point. We do know he keeps in contact with the team, as last season Roy knew about Felicity's paralysis before actually seeing or speaking to her. So it would and could be plausible that Felicity feels that Ollie can't take down Prometheus by himself, and help from the other members of the team may be unavailable, and she may secretly call Roy to come and assist Ollie. Another option is flashbacks. We may get more flashbacks to events from seasons 1 to 4, or in regards to Roy, seasons 1 to 3, which may require Roy to be present. I still think he would appear in the present day if this was the case, but in a more casual way rather than a life or death battle against Prometheus. Roy will obviously suit up as Arsenal when he returns, which will be awesome to see. However, one thing a lot of people want to see involves, well, some dismembering of our old mate Roy. Roy Harper's arm was actually cut off by Prometheus in the comics. Now, the comic Prometheus, or the Justice League Prometheus, and the Arrow Prometheus aren't the same character. They just have the same name, which makes you question why they called the character an Arrow Prometheus in the first place. But you never know, later in this season of Arrow they might actually explain that. However, this could be done as a sort of like nod to the event in the comics. Roy may even get like an early prototype of that biomechanical arm that Ollie had in Legends of Tomorrow last season, which would be pretty cool because it just like connects everything, like little bridges across the timeline from the future to the present to even the past. It'd just be a nice little nod to what we saw in Legends of Tomorrow last season. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be very much appreciated if you could leave a like on it. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think is going to happen when Roy returns? Why do you think he's going to come back to Star City? And do you think they might cut off Roy's arm? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it is a very fan wanted thing to happen, which they could, do on the show. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.